Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the Joshua Hawes podcast. And I'm
Woo!
honored. I hadn't introduced you yet, but okay. I am honored to have for my first guest to be Mr. Jacob Silver. Say hello.
Hello. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
inviting me on your first episode of your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, first thing we're going to talk about is kind of, if I get my notes up, is about your two YouTube channels. So, kind of, for those who don't watch Jacob Silver, if you don't watch Jacob Silver, like, what are you doing? Like,
What are you doing?
I'll leave in the link in the description.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, kind of just explain for those who don't watch your channel, like, what's the kind of stuff you do on your two different channels?
Right. Okay. So I have my main channel, which is called Jacob Silver, very original. But on there, I sort of do a range of stuff really, but it's sort of vlogs, challenges, sort of collabs, some reaction videos. I just sort of do like fun sort of video. I like doing a lot of collabs as well with what I've done collabs with Josh, with Tom, Tom the paintball player that is, who I do a podcast with, and then also other people. And yeah, and then my other channel is it's currently called More Silver, but I'm going to be renaming it. Hopefully, probably by the time you see this, it's already renamed. Because the thing is, I was going to rename it last night, but I was put off because I don't know. Because basically, I want to rename it to Jacob Silver Plays, but I asked some people's opinion and they think Jacob Silver Gaming. So we'll see. But basically, that's my gaming channel where I upload mainly gaming videos. I'm going to be starting uploading Twitch highlights from my Twitch streams and also gaming videos. And occasionally maybe some other sort of non-gaming videos, but it's going to be more just gaming now. So yeah, that's my two channels.
Yeah, very cool. Next question I have is like, do you have any upcoming videos on those channels that you want to talk about?
That's a good question. So obviously with Jacob Silver Gaming, or I presume it's gonna be called Jacob Silver Gaming. I want to start posting Twitch highlights. I think I already have enough sort of clips from the. I think I've only streamed like the last 4 days, but I think I've already got enough clips for a whole video.
You definitely need to include the clip where you ate some wet bread.
That was disgusting. Basically, someone came into my stream and was like, "Eat wet bread," and I was like, "If I hit 30 followers, I'll eat wet bread." And then literally, as soon as I said that, I gained like 5 followers straight away, and I was so, no. So I had to eat some wet bread. Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely include that. And then I've also got some other funny clips of me singing and stuff, and some other funny moments. And like we were doing a quiz on the stream last night with it was George Beanie was organising it, and then it was me, you, and Gabe answering the questions. So I really enjoyed that. So
it was quite fun. There was only a few people there at that time because it was getting quite late. So
yeah, I want to start posting some Twitch highlights on that channel. And then as far as my main channel, I do have video ideas. Actually, one second, let me pull up my. So basically, this shows you like I'm not a big YouTuber, but I for some reason I really like planning out everything to do with YouTube. So then I have 3 spreadsheets on my computer. They're actually on Google Docs, but I have 3 spreadsheets, which are literally, so my main channel one is actually, I think I can share screen. Let's have a look.
Yeah, you can. You're even the host.
Share. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. It's loading. There we go. So I've got a spreadsheet here, and you'll see these are all my videos that are already up. So I've basically got like uploaded, edited, filmed, and then I've got the date it's going up, the title, and the notes to do with it. I can't scroll down for some reason. But that's
you make my planning look with that.
So I've got a couple ideas. Let's have a look. What are my ideas? So basically, I do have a bunch of ideas, but they're sort of ideas that I would love to do, but some of them are sort of I don't think I may never do, or may take a long time to do, and a lot of them I need sort of outside help from other people. Like I had a really cool idea recently, but it's just sort of the logistics of it might be a bit difficult to pull off. And it would also
pandemic.
Because the thing is, I was thinking about how I could do it with the pandemic. It's more just it would take a lot of organizing. I'm not gonna say the I'm not gonna say the idea, but because to be fair, I may never do it. But it's basically it's a TV show that I've been watching. I watch a lot of, and I quite enjoy it. And so I want to see if I could maybe do it as a YouTube video, but we'll have to wait and see. I'd need a lot of sort of organizing and also a lot of quite a few different YouTubers that I would hopefully be able to feature in it. But
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see, because it's
Yeah.
quite a big idea. So there's that. And then I think I have a reaction video filmed with my sister, reacting to old videos too. That's going to be going up. Well, to be fair, it was meant to be. Basically, we're recording this on the 23rd of January, Saturday, and the video is meant to go up today because I'm uploading. My aim is to upload weekly, but basically, I haven't edited it yet, so it'll go up when it goes up. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow, maybe not, maybe next week.
Yeah, but I know that you said there's probably going to be a few months to the second part's going to, but you are doing a video series of building your setup tour. Oh, you.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying, you're doing a series. You said the next part might not be back in for a few months, but you're doing a series where you build up your setup tour.
Yeah. So I released the first episode of that. It didn't do great to start off with. Like it did well, but like not like compared to other videos, it was a 10 out of 10. So if you know what YouTube is about YouTube, it was a 10 out of 10. I think it's got up to 8 out of 10 now. But that's just ranking on views out of your last 10 videos. So yeah, no, but I'm even if it doesn't do too well on my channel, I'm still going to post it, because it's this is a sort of thing that I want to make, opposed to sort of, I don't know, but should be fun. Hopefully I'm going to be building a PC in my next episode, which should be good.
Yeah, it's important to do stuff you want to do as well. That's why I started doing film reviews and TV show reviews, because I wanted to do them. I'm interested in that stuff. I'm just saying this for a nice transition, but I was on the very first episode of your podcast with the Unnamed podcast. So it's quite interesting. You're the first guest on my podcast.
The funny thing is, actually, one thing before we go on, I want to actually say that I'm very privileged, not only because I'm on the first episode of your podcast, but this is actually the first podcast I've ever been on apart from my own. So yeah. I'm very. This is my first ever podcast where I'm not the one in charge. I'm not the one hosting. I think I was planned to go on another podcast, but that fell through or something. I might still go on it, but
okay.
Yeah.
So my first question is, what's the kind of stuff you do on this podcast?
We do all sorts. So basically, we don't. It's not really sort of. I don't know. We talk about everything and anything and everything. We talk about news. We talk about YouTube. We talk about whatever's really happening. We talk about random topics. So in the past, we've talked about TikTok and what's like all the big success on TikTok. We've spoken about. We have guests on there. We don't have guests every episode, but we have had a few good guests in the past. We've had obviously Josh on. To be fair, we haven't had Josh on a full length episode. Properly.
Yeah, it was like on the podcast on the way to Christmas.
Yeah, and before that, the only other episode you've been on was when
it was on the original one,
which is about 15 minutes anyway. So we need to get you back on for a longer episode anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we talk about like anything really, and it's a lot of fun. We also do stuff like tier lists and random sort of stuff. Like, to be fair, when we do tier lists, people really enjoy them. So we do a lot of tier lists. But yeah.
It kind of goes into that question. Do you have any planned guests that you already have planned or want to plan, apart from me, of course, because when you mentioned that?
I'm not too sure about new people.
Okay.
Because we've sort of run out of people. So I can think of a couple of people, but I'm not 100% sure if they'd be up for coming on the podcast. So I'll have to approach them and maybe see. But as far as people coming back on the podcast, I'm pretty sure most people who have already been on, I'd love to get back, and I'm sure most of them would definitely want to come back. So obviously we want you back, and then a couple of people actually already said, was it you that said you want to come back, or was it somebody else?
Well, I would like to come back. I don't know if it was me that said it, but I would like to come back and do that.
So I know a couple of people have told me they would love to come. Oh no, I think it was Nick and Ethan that said they would both be up for coming back on the podcast, and I was like 100%, yeah, because I think as well I want I'm gonna share. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. So I had a little idea. I haven't even asked Tom about this yet, but my idea was that we're getting close to our 20th episode, and I was thinking about possibly doing a big episode for 20. So having maybe a bunch of guests, because when we relaunched the podcast for episode 6 back in April 2020, we had three guests, was it? I think no, two. We had 2 guests. We had Nick and we had Finn. So I was thinking maybe even if we take it even bigger than that and have maybe 3, 4, 5 guests, which would be mental. But it's all on Zoom. We can do it all on Zoom. So
it's up to you. You might also want to do as maybe a live stream, because the last live stream.
Exactly what I was. Exactly what I was thinking, Josh. It was going to be the ultimate Zoom. No, not the ultimate. The ultimate live podcast. With a bunch of guests and who we could probably bring in like one by one and then have a lot of fun or whatever. But yeah, so I definitely want to get you back on. Ethan, Nick, I think King DCN. That was a great episode with him. And also the episode did really well with him on the YouTube.
Well, that's because he's got something like 200 subs probably.
Yeah. Sunny, the episode with Sunny did really, not did really well, but as in like I think it was a great episode, and Sunny's welcome back anytime. Same with you, to be fair. Like most of any guests that have already been on it are welcome back anytime they want. Yeah, I'd be happy with whoever coming on. But should be a lot of fun.
So make sure you check out his podcast. The link for his YouTube channel will be in the description below. It's one of the best podcasts out there that isn't mine. So great. Make sure you check it out. Next question was kind of relating to, you kind of already mentioned this, but I'll talk about it anyway. Do you have any like YouTube stuff or anything else planned out of this whole pandemic of horribleness?
Yes, I have a couple ideas that I've actually had an idea on my list that's been sitting there. I don't know, whoever knows how long, but it's been probably at least a year or maybe a year and a half, because one of the people who I'm probably going to do it with suggested it. And then, actually, to be fair, it's not like an original idea, so I'll just say it out loud. Basically, I can't remember who suggested it, but I think it may have been Ethan that suggested that we do a cook-off, or maybe it was Tom. So the idea is that eventually, hopefully, I'll be able to record it where it'll be Ethan versus Tom. They have a certain amount of budget, maybe like £10 or whatever, and a certain amount of time, and then they cook up their food, and I try it and see who the winner is, because I think that would be a really fun video. So I'd love to do that, but obviously that's because I was thinking about how I could do that with COVID, and I was like, I could possibly do it online, like on a Zoom call, and they just record at their ends. But then I got to one point and I was like, actually that wouldn't work, because how would I taste them? So scrap the idea of doing that online, because I was like, it's good. Yeah, of course I can do it. I can get them both to set up a GoPro in their room, nice wide angle, just record it all on that, and we'll be on Zoom calls at the same time. And I was like, but how am I going to judge? So unfortunately, that's not going to work until we can get them in person. I'd also love to do another maybe sort of food video with you, Josh, because the pizza making challenge was an iconic video, and I would love to.
We also did the most chocolatey drink video as well.
Yeah.
I don't think that drink was actually even that bad. As I thought it was. So.
I think the second time I did it with Tom, we put in even more chocolate, because I think the first time I wasn't too sure how much chocolate was enough, but then the second time I think I spent a whole £10 on chocolate, and then just bundled loads of it into a blender. And I think that was bad the second time. It was very, very
it was very stiff, if I remember, very stuck.
Yeah.
So the next thing we want to talk about is kind of, you've already mentioned it, but your Twitch, you've started recently streaming a lot. You pretty much have got affiliates, so well done.
Yes.
Pretty much. You might not be quite there yet, but pretty much.
Yeah, I've got to stream 4 more days, and then 3 more days. So today, tomorrow, and Monday, and then I've got affiliate. Yay!
Yeah. So I believe your Twitch is Jacob Silver Live, something like that.
Twitch.tv/Jacob Silver Live.
Yeah, link will be in the description below. So what kind of stuff do you do on the stream for those who haven't seen it?
I do. To be fair, I want to do more sort of gaming stuff, but currently my laptop can't really permit many games. So I do a lot of just chatting, where we just sit, we chill, people come in to chat, and we just have a conversation. Had a lovely, I think it was over 2 hours last night. And to be fair, at some points I only had like 3 viewers, and it was literally Josh, Gabe Russell, shout out to you, I know you're probably watching, and George Beanie, someone from my Discord server, and it was just the 3 of us, the 3 of them and then me, obviously, on the stream, and even though that, I just kept the stream going because I was really enjoying it. I also maybe do a little bit of Among Us. I try and do a bit of Minecraft, but I don't think I'm going to stream any more Minecraft just because it really like something like it just doesn't work, and it gets really glitchy. So we'll have to wait until I get a new PC. But yeah,
that is true. There have been some really great moments. Like you eating wet bread. So if you want to see stuff like that, you've got a reason to check it out. You probably won't do that until like you get like 100 though.
I'm not eating wet bread again. Honestly, I've said though, I will do something that viewers suggest. I think maybe once I get like 100, I'll be like, some people can suggest their stuff in chat or whatever, or I'll put a poll and stuff.
Okay.
And we'll do something for 100, but
so
not wet bread. That was disgusting.
Okay. Yeah. So the next thing to talk about would be something a bit more kind of geeky, you could say. We're going to talk about WandaVision. For those that MCU fans, I will try not to talk spoilers. If we end up I'll leave a notice saying that we do as a warning, but we'll try not to. So what are your thoughts on the show so far? Because I think it's actually really good.
Yeah, I 100% agree. The first episode I feel like was a bit, I've got to make sure I'm careful with my words so I don't spoil it. To be fair, I'm not going to spoil it. I think the first episode was sort of like, I felt like it was very, very strange and very different to anything I've seen before from Marvel. But then the second episode rolled around and I was like, I'm kind of liking this. And the third episode rolled around and I'm like, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So
it's something that kind of builds it along, which I thought was going to happen. But that was something I did mention in my video explaining my thoughts, which by the time you've seen this, I've got my thoughts at episode 3 out. The first 2 episodes were good. It was something new, something interesting. But I feel like they needed to kind of get to the point that something's wrong in a while later. And they did with the 3rd episode, which is probably the best episode yet, I would say. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, I really enjoy it. It's very, as I said, it's very, very different. It's very...
But to be honest, people knew that as soon as they saw the trailer.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Different. Like, and as Marvel have gone down a very different route. They've gone down the route of sitcom, like sort of funny, laughing sitcom. But at this point as well, we can see though in the story, even at episode 3, we can see. I don't think it's going to stay that way because it's sort of. I feel like it's already taken a turn that sort of a sitcom doesn't. In the way that a sitcom usually stays very light-hearted, very happy,
it's gone quite a very dark turn.
It's starting to turn a little bit dark, and there's some like problems and stuff. So I'm interested to see how it pans out.
Very obvious from the beginning that this isn't the actual world. This is almost a new world. It's up for us to this rumor. I think WandaVision personally created this world because I know from the comments that she can manipulate reality. And it would make sense because she kind of, if you haven't seen Infinity War and Endgame, but if you haven't, you don't care at this point. So, of course, her boyfriend Vision dies, and I think this is her way of kind of experiencing the life she wanted with him, which is, I think, the reason why she's brought this back, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I feel like we've talked for that long enough. Next we're going to do is a tier list, because I quite enjoy tier lists. I sometimes do them on my own. It's going to be for the MCU movies.
And viewers seem to love tier lists because, as I said, whenever we do an Unnamed podcast tier list, it does, the video usually does quite well, or the podcast does quite well, and people quite enjoy them. So,
Let me just get my screenshot sorted.
So is this just MCU movies?
Yeah, just the MCU.
Fantastic. I've seen all but one of them.
There, can you see it?
I sure can.
Yeah, I spent my own time making sure these images were placed in release order because it was annoying me. So because it was all jumbled up. So,
right, so I'm gonna just before we start. I have watched. Oh wait a second, what's that one? I don't recognize that one.
What one? Where is it?
The one across from the bottom row, third across.
Bottom row, 1, 2, 3. That's for Ragnarok.
Oh, sorry. I just didn't recognize the cover.
Okay.
I have seen it. The only one I haven't seen is the Hulk, the second one.
Yeah. So what I think we'll do is we'll give us both our opinions, and if they're different, we'll just make a compromise. Let's say someone thinks it's an S, and someone thinks it's a B. We'll go with A. It's just a compromise.
Yeah.
So Iron Man. Personally, in my opinion, it's a good film, but I feel like there are better films to come. So I would put it in B. Where would you put it?
I would put it in A.
A.
Yeah.
I can live with A. Let's put it in A.
I really liked the Iron Man films.
Yeah, I do think Robert Downey Jr. is probably the best option for Iron Man. I don't think anyone could do it as well as he did.
He's a great actor. Very good actor. Okay.
So yeah, next is The Incredible Hulk, which you haven't seen.
Haven't seen.
So I will do it. It's a decent movie. The problem is, which I think this is something they're going to sort out. Yeah, like you said, you haven't seen. You could completely skip this movie and not lose anything so far.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But in the She-Hulk TV show, the person who played Abomination in this movie, Tim Roth, I believe he's called, is returning to reprise as well. So I think they're going to link this back in, which should be interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. But it might be, it's a fun little film. Edward Norton plays the Hulk, not Mark Ruffalo, who plays him for the rest of it.
Oh, I like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, he just hadn't had the role then. Edward Norton, I think, quit because he wanted to be like one of the main MCU Avengers.
Oh, like, imagine quitting from that, and then the Avengers come along and like it's the whole film series, and
it becomes like the biggest thing in movie history. I reckon he's really annoyed.
I would cry. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's just a rumor though. For I do prefer Mark Ruffalo though, so I'll put this in C. It's a fine film, but it has struggled connecting in the rest of the MCU. Iron Man 2.
Oh, I would say S, honestly.
S.
Actually, I don't actually remember what happens in it. I always get the Iron Man's muddled up. What?
It's the one with like a whiplash with the electric whips.
Oh, I think that is still a quality one, so I'd say either A or S. Maybe not S, actually. A.
I would have said C. I'm not a big fan of it, but so...
We'll go with B.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. So I don't know why that is. I'm just not. I feel like there's a really good story in there. They should have probably just given it a bit more time to develop. It got, apparently in terms of production, it was given a year less than it originally was because they wanted to build this as a whole interconnected universe and they wanted the Avengers released by a certain point. So they basically just wanted that, which is why it was given less than a year, not less than a year, but it was supposed to have 3 years till it came out. It came out after 2 years of preparing. For compromise, I'll think B is a nice little compromise. 4. I think that's a B tier. I quite enjoy that film, the first 4.
I'll agree with that.
Captain America: The First Avenger. I really like this film. It would be like an upper B, like B.
I'd say either A or B. Yeah, I'll go with I'll agree with the B.
B. Avengers. I'd say A.
No, S. I would say S. Honestly, mate, I love the Avengers.
Okay, we'll go with S.
Iron Man 3. For me, most of the Avengers film go in S because they are amazing.
Yeah, all the films are great. Iron Man 3. I remember not being the biggest fan of this film.
What happens in that one? I can't remember.
It's the one with like the whole Mandarin twist that I did like.
Oh yeah.
I did not really like that twist because it felt like they were building the entire movie as him as the center villain, and he was interested as a villain. And turned out the actual villain was someone far less interesting. I wouldn't have the problem. He was basically just the person giving that organization money, but I would have preferred it if the manager was the main villain. So I would go C. But
I'd go B. But we can go. I'll take it. Yeah, you can put a C.
Okay. For The Dark World, I think the highlight of this movie is Loki. I found him really funny. This was the film where he really shines like in the Avengers.
Yeah.
But
I'm not
apart
too sure.
from that,
I'll let you.
I'm
take
not
this one.
sure. I'd say C because it's not a very impressive
Yeah, if you
film.
want.
It led to the big change that we had in Thor Ragnarok because a lot of people didn't like the film. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I'd say A.
I think yeah, 100%. Yeah, very good film.
A. I found it really enjoyable, and yeah, the next film I think is an S tier movie, Guardians of the Galaxy.
We don't even need to discuss it, Josh. Just put it there. Just put it there.
Yeah, it's an incredible film, and
I love the Guardians of the Galaxies.
Age of Ultron. I would say that's like an
very
S
good.
or A.
S. Oh yeah, S. Put it in S.
Yeah, S.
I watched Ultron recently, and banger film.
Okay. Ant-Man. I'll say that's like B tier. It's like it's a really
B?
good like.
Oh, I
B
say
or
yeah.
A.
Okay, I'll go B. Ant-Man and the Wasp is higher than that though.
I prefer Ant-Man, so we'll put this in A.
Okay, put Ant-Man in A.
Yeah. I do really enjoy the film. It's a really good heist movie. I do like Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I do think it's going to be a more important film moving on. But yeah, Captain America: Civil War, I think is S.
Yeah, put it there.
I found it really enjoyable because you can see where both sides are coming from. But I was always a
and it's got like all the Avengers in it as well, so it's sort of like an Avengers movie in a way.
Yeah. Doctor Strange.
I liked it, but I didn't love it.
I would put it B just because I got the experience of it in cinema, which visually that movie's a lot more enjoyable in the cinema. So I'd say B if you're okay with that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Probably A.
Yeah, I can agree with an A.
I think the first one's better, but this is still really good. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Oh, come on, Josh. Both Spider-Mans are S tier, mate.
Yeah, they're both really good. I would have them more around A tier, but I can see where you get S, so we'll put them in S.
I just think that what's his name? Tom Holland is amazing as Spider-Man.
Yeah, I do think he's great as well. For Ragnarok, I'd say A or S.
S. Put it in S.
Okay.
Thor Ragnarok is the best film. Not the best.
The best Thor movie we've had yet.
I love Thor Ragnarok. It's so funny, especially with Korg.
It's really good.
I love that. That's what takes it from being an A to an S, honestly.
Yeah. For the next film, it's probably my favorite standalone Marvel film, Black Panther.
Yes, put it in S. Put it in S, Josh.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, I love that film. I love that.
Avengers: Infinity War. Do we need to discuss this?
We do not, Josh. Put it there.
Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think, is a B tier.
I would say an S, so we can go with an A. If you say B, then I say S, then it's an A.
Yeah, it's a Captain Marvel. I think it's a decent film.
Yeah, I would honestly go C, personally.
I would say B, but I'll put it in C. I just think Black Widow deserved the honor of being the first female superhero movie. I thought Black Widow kind of deserved that more. And we already spoke about Homecoming, Far From Home, so we'll put that in S.
Yeah, put it in S, yeah.
And once again, do we need to talk about it?
We do not. I think, did we put all the Avengers in S tier?
That's a joke. That's a joke.
D tier. Did we put all the Avengers in S tier? Because if we did, then
yeah, we have.
Fantastic. They're all so good, and all the Spider-Mans are in there.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for the very first episode of this podcast. I hope you will enjoy it. Make sure you go and check out both Jacob Silver's channels and his Twitch. They're all being linked in the description below.
Thank you very much, Josh.
I hope you enjoyed this video. You're very welcome.
Of course, guys. Subscribe to Josh. Subscribe to Josh.
Yeah, of course. If you like the video, subscribe
to
the channel. Turn notifications so you never miss a video.
Comment down below. Comment down below. If you comment down below, I'll reply to everyone who comments.
Okay, do you do that? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I hope you see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Bye.